Hi everyone! In this video we're going to be talking about music, so let's get started. Alright. So in this video I want to be talking about different rock bands I've seen in concert and different people I've met in person. Now first off, I've seen a lot of old-timers in concert. I've seen Eric Clapton in concert, Cheap Trick, I've seen Peter Frampton numerous times. Seen Bruce Springsteen in concert, I've seen Foreigner in concert, I've seen a lot of big names in concert. I'm just trying to get level here with the seat, but yeah, I've seen a lot of cool bands live, and I love music, and when I had my Twitter account at the time, I had a lot of interesting people that followed me, including the rock bands, Bush, Sweet, Yes, Eddie Money, Natasha Bedingfield, a lot of really cool people that followed me. But, yeah, I love music, and I love talking about music. I credit music with saving a good part of my life and getting me through my freshman year of both high school and college, that's for sure. And I was actually a radio DJ when I was at Manhattanville College. I would like to give myself credit in helping bring the college radio station from the top 30s, I think, all the way up to top 5. Yeah, I definitely put a lot of effort into my radio show, and it was called Rob's Rock Variety. It had a few hundred likes on Facebook at the time when I was doing that show. And yeah, it was a solo act, but sometimes I would invite guest speakers on the show, like my buddies Max and Josh and Alex and all them. But yeah, I miss those days, but I'm hoping to get back into doing that. I really want to be able to interview rock bands. I would love to work for Rolling Stone Magazine. Rolling Stone Magazine, if you're watching this, you should give me an interview. I know a lot about music. I've met many different people in the music business. I've met Billy Joel several times. Now let's start about how I met Billy Joel the first time. Okay, I was 14 years old. I was hanging out in Sag Harbor, New York for a little bit. I have family that has houses out there and whatnot, what have you. And Billy Joel, let me just say, he's a really down-to-earth and cool person to talk to. He's probably one of the coolest people I've ever met in the music industry. Now, Billy Joel, he was just hanging out outside his house, and I was 14 years old at the time. I had a CD of his, and I got him to autograph it for me, and he was really cool. I remember asking him questions like, "Hey Billy, do you have a YouTube account?" And he was like, "I think my wife does." And I said, "Yeah, my friends think you're just so cool and awesome." And he was like, "All right, okay, whatever." But he was nice for the most part. He has tons of motorcycles. Like, he has like dozens of motorcycles in his house. And I remember being there once when he wasn't there. I was hanging out with a little bit, taking some photos of his motorcycles. But, yeah, he's really cool and really down to earth. And the most recent time I met Billy Joel was in the summer of 2013, before I went off to college. I was, I had been living in Sag Harbor that summer, so I was walking around a lot, and just, I would run and jog around town. When I was jogging, I bumped into Billy Joel, and here I was talking to him. I was telling him about the concert I went to up in the North Fork for Nile Rodgers and the benefit show that he was doing, and how I wasn't really too impressed with that. I noticed Avicii was there at the concert. I wasn't too I wasn't into that kind of stuff, but a lot of people were like, "Wow, you saw Avicii in concert? That's fucking cool, man." I was like, "Yeah, it was alright." I mean, electronic music is not something I was really into when I was 18, 19. But yeah, I really like a lot of classic rock music. I love the Rolling Stones. They're an amazing band. If I ever get the chance to see them in concert, and I would love to see them in concert. That would be so amazing. And that would be really cool. Other people in the music business I've met, I remember meeting, who else have I met? I met Clive Davis. He was a really interesting individual. I met him at a book signing. There were a lot of people at that book signing too, and it was kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, it was a little bit of a pretentious atmosphere. And I'm not saying that to sound critical, but, the Hamptons can get a little bit like that. that's just the way they are, you know, the people walking up to each other, you know, smooching each other on both sides of the face, and just being like, oh, how are you today? And oh, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. I mean, you don't need to be at a charity book show. You know, they'd say this to different authors that were there at this book event that I was involved with. But yeah, I met some really cool people in the past few years, and I really would like to work for a magazine like Rolling Stone. I think that you know, as long as I keep up my writing and I keep up with these videos here on YouTube, I can definitely put some really good content forward. I've written some articles before for this little website called Soapbox Media. They're on Twitter. They have about 7,500 followers or so, and I printed an article with them. I did an article with them recently. It's called the quest to bring Patagonia to Winsted, Connecticut, and that was for my mentor and friend Ralph Nader, who said that Patagonia would be a great clothing store to have in Winsted, and you can check that out. I have the petition online for that, plus I have my article that I wrote for that. It's really cool. I think you should definitely check that out. Alright, well, I'm gonna just wind down this video. So yeah, I met some interesting people, saw a lot of interesting people in concert. I met Billy Joel several times. I've talked to Peter Frampton a little bit. I've been to a few of his shows. I've seen where have I seen Peter Frampton? I saw Peter Frampton up at the Albany Palace Theater, in Albany, New York. The Ives Concert Park in Danbury, Connecticut. Foxwoods, and that's when Cheap Trick opened for Peter Frampton. That was cool. And who else? Where else? Oh, in the Richfield Playhouse. Yeah, that's a nice little intimate theater they have over there in Richfield. There's always some like celebrities or whatever in the audience. But yeah, I love going to concerts, and I really want to get into you know, rock groups and people my own age, and, you know, people my age that follow these groups, you know, whoever it is, the Black Keys, the Foo Fighters. I know some of those are from, it's like, what decade are we living in now anyway? It's like, what do you even call this decade, right? It's 2018? I mean, the world is just, it's really moving really quickly, and it's like Dave Chappelle said, the comedian, he said, we're living in the age of spin, where no one knows what's going on whatsoever. And it's definitely a very exciting time to be alive. I'll definitely say that. But yeah, ramblings aside, that is the conclusion of this video at 8 minutes, and thank you for watching.